Talkin' Country.
You're listening to Talkin' Country with Paul Taylor.
They tried to talk me out of leaving, but my heart made up its mind. So they warned me about the dangers of taking on a 3-day drive. They warned me about weather, about the tornadoes, how the summer sure gets hot, winter's twice as cold. Daddy gave me a can of pepper spray, said it's best to be prepared. Mama slipped me a little money, she said this ought to get you there. They warned me about strangers, about living on my own, about ups and downs, the sights and sounds, and 1,000 do's and don'ts, but not about blue eyes, not about a southern drawl, not about opening up doors, no, none of that at all. Stay away from bad boys and dirty old cowboy boots. They tried to warn me, but nobody warned me about you. I did not see you coming. Talk about a sweet surprise. These feelings that I'm feeling are ones that I don't want to fight. You waltzed right in with just one smile and swept me off my feet. I was warned about the bad things that this town might do to me, but not about blue eyes, not about a southern drawl, not about opening up doors or how fast my heart could fall. Stay away from bad boys and dirty old cowboy boots. They tried to warn me, but nobody warned me about driving your truck or that long jump out, about a moonshine buzz and all those late nights in your house. It's only been a couple months, but this feels like home. Yeah, they warned me that might happen, but they did not know it'd be about blue eyes, about a southern drawl, how you open up my door and how fast my heart would fall. Stay away from bad boys and dirty old cowboy boots. They tried to warn me, but nobody warned me. They tried to warn me, but nobody warned me about you.
Well, that was Nobody Warned Me by Mira Goto, and she's actually on the line from California. How are you doing, Mira?
Hey, thanks so much. I'm doing well. How are you?
We're good, we're good. What's the weather like over in California?
Oh, I can't complain at all. It's perfect.
Well, we've had loads of months, obviously, with the lockdown, of being really, really warm, even to the high 70s, which was, really warm for England at this time of year. And then this afternoon, we've had hailstone, really big hailstone.
Wow.
Really gone hot again, so it's crazy. Global warming, eh? Global warming. But thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us. Like I said, that's a great track, and that's off your new EP, yeah?
Yeah, it's an upcoming EP, and we were looking forward to putting it out this summer, and obviously things get pushed back a bit with the pandemic, but we're still hopeful that we'll get it out this year.
Well, it's a great track. I mean, you've got quite a lot going on, haven't you? I mean, I tell you what I loved was the mobile concerts.
Oh my gosh, those have been so fun. All my shows, just like every other musician, have been completely canceled this summer, and so it was a new way to tour. And I'm playing birthdays and graduations. I even got asked to do a quarantine wedding, so it's really special.
Well, I tell you what, it's quite catchy, that, because everybody's saying, well, there's no restaurants, but we can do takeaway food. So they're bringing the food. So that's like the next level. We'll bring the concert to you. That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Back of the truck.
Touring in 2020.
No, Garth just announced 300 drive-in concerts where everybody will drive in to see him.
I love it.
Well, I thought it was a great idea until I thought, well, if you've ever been to a Garth concert and you jump up and down, unless you've got a soft top and you roll it down, you're going to have some major dents in your roof of your car, aren't you? And sore heads.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we've got the truck bed.
Yeah, I mean, but where did you get the idea of the mobile concerts then?
You know, I was playing concerts on the front porch for a while, and then one of my fans asked me if I would go play in their driveway, and I thought, well, I could do this like I could make this like a service that I provide, and so it's evolved into mobile concerts, and it's really fun.
Wow, who did I see? I saw somebody do a video where he's at back of a flatbed and his band is on the back, the drummer's on one flatbed and the other was on another. Is it Dustin Lynch? I think he did something like that. I thought, how clever's that?
Well, I was thinking about getting the full band involved because we've got a couple in the band, so they're in the same house, so it's a little bit easier, but we'll see how it evolves over the summer.
It's a niche market, especially if news spreads. So we look forward to that. Yeah, I can out on YouTube on that one, I think. But tell us, how did it all start for you?
How did the mobile concert start, or the music?
Music, inspirations. Where did it all start for you?
Oh boy. Well, I found myself, when I started playing guitar, really gravitating towards acoustic versions of popular songs, and in particular the songs that told the stories, and that by nature is country music, and I love the challenge of trying to tell a complete story in 3.5 minutes, and that's really what drove me, was learning how to tell a great story by song.
Wow. And when was your first gig? When did that take place? When did you first perform in front of a live audience?
Oh boy, I must have been a teenager still, and I was very nervous. I still compete with stage fright to this day, although I've gotten a lot better at coping with it. And I remember asking my dad if he would take me to an open mic, like an hour and a half outside of town, because I didn't want to run into anybody that I knew. And so we drove all the way up to San Francisco, and I remember he came up on stage to adjust the microphone for me, and I just about died of embarrassment.
I think, I've been singing for quite a while in the UK too. And I mean, you think back at some of the things you did in the day. I remember, Garth Brooks was my inspiration, to be honest with you. In Warrington in England, there's this open square where there's all like shops and that. And when I think to this day what I did, I cringe. I had a head mic, so it was obviously wireless. Jumped off the stage, ran into, I think, one of the clothes shops, and I'm on my knees singing, "If tomorrow never comes," to this woman, and she's like, "Get off me." I think they were getting security off, and I'm thinking to myself, that was about 20 years ago, like, oh my God. So have you had anything like that happen? Have you had an embarrassment?
That is amazing. I love that. You went full rock star from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You were in it. I don't think I've serenaded any shops yet, but there's still time.
Who was that in the 80s? She did the malls, and she'd made a big name in making concerts in the malls. I can't remember it now. It's gone out of my head. But Tony? No, it's gone out of my head. People behave. Da, 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 da. I think we should go now. That one. Do you not remember that? No, you're probably too young. But that's what she made her name in, going to the malls and performing in the malls. It was unbelievable, and that's how she made it.
The malls have great acoustics, so
absolutely,
it would be a good tour.
For tips, yeah. But what? Sort of talk a little bit more about the EP then. Have you got sort of plans? Obviously, EP, an album.
Well, right now that's kind of the plan. There's 7 tracks on it. We've put out 3 already. One of them came out right when the shelter-in-place order started here, where I am, and another one came out about a year ago, actually. So it's been quite a long process. So of course now we're a lot more prepared to kind of rapid fire these things out on a better schedule. But I'm really looking forward to sharing these songs with you guys. I've got one that is just, you know, like a female empowerment. Be exactly as wonderfully weird as you are, and I think that one's the most near and dear to my heart as far as, soul food goes and inspiration goes. So especially for women in country music, I think it's an important song to get out, for me at least. So
Brilliant.
I'm looking forward. I'd be happy to send you an early listen.
Exclusive, that'll do. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that. Looking at, obviously, we'll play another song, and it's Circus. Tell us a little bit about that. Where did the inspiration come from, Circus?
Oh, that one's fun. I wrote that one with Fred Wilhelm, who is a fantastic writer based out in Nashville. He's written a lot with Lindsay L. and Walker Hayes, so he's
Mm.
he's definitely a very well established songwriter. I met him playing around at the Bluebird. Actually, we met on stage that night, and we set up a writing appointment. That's the first song that Fred and I had the opportunity to write together, and I was playing him my songs, so he knew kind of what flavor of songs I was going for the EP, and he said, you need something more mature. And so he came up with this idea of, if somebody's gonna love you, they need to love everything about you. That's what you hope for, is that the person that you pick to share life with is just as wonderfully weird and loves all of the things about you, and it's mutual. So that's what it's about. If you're gonna love me, you gotta love the circus too.
Oh, let's play the Circus then, and we'll come right back and talk a little bit more with Mira Goto.
Careful what you wish for. When you were a kid, your craziest dream was the thing you lived for. Were you a firefighter or a race car driver? Underneath the big top
Well, that was a great track at Circus. And there's one track that played, so I looked at your back catalogue, and it's called Crazy Cat Lady.
Yes, everybody loves the cat song. I love it.
It's nothing to do with Phoebe or Friends, is it? You know, scary cat.
That song actually came to be because when I first started taking my writing trips out to Nashville, I would go to these write arounds and try to meet as many people as I could. But I kept hearing these wonderful songs about dogs. And I would be sitting in a room by myself at a writer's round, listening and just sobbing at a table by myself at these amazing songs about dogs. Now, I have a pet cat and I love dogs, but I wanted to write a story about what I knew. So I heard one more great dog song by this gal named Alyssa Trahan, and I asked her so what's your dog's name? I loved your song, and she said, I don't have a dog, I have a cat, but it's not cool to write cat songs. So I said, I've got a cat too. Let's write a cat song. And she said, okay, well, if we're gonna write a cat song, we have to call it Crazy Cat Lady because they're gonna call it that either way. So that's how it happened.
Oh, that's brilliant. And you write all your own songs. I mean, I know there's co-writes and things like that, but the majority of it, it's yourself, isn't it?
I do. I'm not at all opposed to recording songs that other songwriters have written, but you know, a great song is a great song, and I don't have a chip on my shoulder about needing to be involved in the writing process, but I sure do love writing. So
You can tell. You can actually tell. I meant to say to the listeners, just so we're on Zoom at the moment, and there's a video of myself and Mira. So it sounds as though we're in the same room. We're not. We're thousands of miles away. But it's so nice to actually see, because a lot of these interviews, I did Lachlan recently, and I was just expecting an audio chat. The next minute, they're in the living room and they're jamming. I'm like, oh, all right. So they come up on the video. So it was, it was quite a surprise, but thoroughly enjoyable. And they're all three guys singing to me, and I'm here on my own. It was quite fun. But so you did a duet. Was it with Mark? Is it Brozard? Is it Next Life?
yeah, Mark Broussard, a Louisiana-based singer-songwriter and blues singer. He's amazing, and I've been a fan of his for a long time. A local station out here to me played him a lot, and I remember his name came up as far as who would sing on this duet with me, and I said absolutely, it has to be Mark. So
brilliant. Oh, that's good. And did you get in the studio? Or was it like somebody was in one studio, you was in another, or did you just meet up?
yeah, it was done remotely, and we actually didn't meet in person until we shot the video for it. So that was months later. It was really, really fun. And I tell you, the first take we did on that video, I sang my verse and then I sang the chorus, and then it switches to the second verse is him. And he opened his mouth, and I think they had to cut away from me because I just went, oh, and I mean, his voice is like a gift from the gods. It's just unbelievable.
Well, it's great on that track, but I'll definitely check him out now. I mean, on the station here, we have a guy called Kev Walker, or Legs as we call him. And he, I don't know why they call him Legs, but but he has a great blues show as well, which he'll sit very comfortably in that. So I'll pass his music on to Kevin as well. So yeah, tell us a little bit about what's 2020 looking like, inverted commas, and 2021. What's it looking like for yourself?
Well, it looks like right now we're playing it by ear, but enjoying the mobile concerts and maybe doing some drive-in concerts. Maybe like the mobile concerts, but on a bigger scale, you know. And I'm not sure who's going to be able to spearhead that, but I hear it being done in other cities, and so I feel like why can't I do that? So I'm curious to see what that'll look like, and then of course regular touring we're hoping for in 2021.
Oh, brilliant. Any plans to come to the UK?
Oh, I sure hope so. I would just love to. I know that the UK loves country music, and I just love the UK, and I hope that I can make it over there soon.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, so a lot of my friends, they still think country music isn't cool. But I mean, the first CD I ever made, and I coined a Garth Brooks song called Against the Grain, and it was all about, yeah, you go that way. I mean, I've nothing against any genre, and I love so much music. It's unbelievable, down to classical. But I thought, yeah, you go that way, I'll go this way, and this is it just feels part of you. Like you say, writing a story. You know, it's more than three chords and a truth, isn't it? But when you're writing, and I've wrote a few bits and bobs, but it's hard to explain to a non-country person.
It's definitely a tough sell. It's kind of like pesto. You know, if you don't like pesto, you're not gonna you're not gonna be talked into it. But there's definitely there's a lot of different flavors of country music, and I think for people to just say they don't like country, it's like, well, you gotta try all the different flavors first. There's the Casey Musgraves country, and then there's of course the Garth Brooks country. There's classic country, and then there's what I call mine is diet country. It's not even a thing. I just made it up, but
Yeah.
it's country life, if you will. The storytelling, but not so much of the accent.
Well, now because of the country to country in London, at the I mean, it's just over the 8 years, it's just built up to. I mean, I went to the very first one, and I was very, very fortunate because I was on my own. I just got one ticket, and in them days, they fitted you in the row, and it was 4 rows from the front centre. And my hero, Vince Gill, was on.
Oh.
But then I fell in love with Little Big Town, and I wasn't a big fan of Tim McGraw, but Tim McGraw come on, and I was just blown away. It was Garth-esque kind of, and I don't think that's been bettered since then. But it grew, and then during the day, and it's gone to a songwriters as well, which you'll fit in perfectly to a songwriters. You've got the songwriters on the Thursday, and the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You've got just an amazing array of talent in the day, and they actually get one of the cafes and make it into Bluebird. So it becomes a CMA sort of light.
Yeah, that sounds so special. I haven't had the pleasure of getting to participate in country to country yet, but I've heard wonderful things, and it would just be a dream to participate.
There's loads of festivals now, and I've said this story before. On the first one, I was outside the hotel just to get a cab into the O2, and there was a girl dressed up in the tassels on the shirt and the cowgirl boots and all that. And I said, "Oh," she said, "I'm just coming. I don't know what the music's all about. I'm here to support my husband who loves the music." And I said, "Well, today you'll find out how big country music is in Britain." And there was like 20,000 people there. And she come back, she went, "Oh my God." And that was 9 years ago. You know, it's, but what I was saying this to Lachlan on Saturday. There are now little cafes and seats, 100 people, 150 people. But they're putting like a Little Big Town on there, Joe Nichols. So people are getting up close and personal, not the big arenas as such. And it's just thriving, which is great for us because we can't always go to America. So it's great to see people. And I say, hopefully you'll come over because I think you'll be an amazing hit here, to be fair.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. I hope to, and even if it's not being involved with country to country, I still hope to make it over to the UK and do a couple weeks over there. I just love it. And any excuse to go visit you guys is a dream come true.
Everybody seems to love it, and I've asked a lot of artists. I said, "What do you?" Steve Warren was on about 3 weeks ago, and I said, "What was your big event and all that?" And they went, "I don't want to sound cheesy, but like UK." It was like playing the UK and everybody singing my songs, and it was like, oh my God, But it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us. We've got quite a lot of music to play, and we're going to have Remember This Moment. We're going to have All Your Faults. We'll have Next Life as well, and we'll put Crazy Cat in there as well.
I'll send you a new one too if you want to do a little sneak peek.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, we definitely will play that. And again, anything else going forward, just drop me a line. As I say, if you get into the UK, hopefully we'll meet up and we can do a proper interview and high five it at the end. But we've got a big plan for today because it's, 10 o'clock, 10:30 there now?
Yeah, it's only 10:30 in the morning. I've got a couple meetings, talking with management and seeing how much we can get the ball rolling in these times.
No, it's good, and it's that creativeness, isn't it? Where, again, I've laughed. I said, "How many songs will have virus in it going forward?" You know, but you know, what rhymes with COVID, you know, and things like that. But no, people are. I mean, look at Luke Combs, 6 Feet Apart, and Dolly Parton's just. I mean,
What a great song.
But Dolly Parton's just brought one out, and I played it on the show. I think was it last week or the week before, and I was crying my eyes out. Luckily, there was no video on me. You know, I was like, "Oh my god!" You know, yeah. So I'm in awe of you writers, I must admit. But thank you so much for your time. And like I said, we'll keep in touch and obviously keep a track of your career. And I can only see it going one way, and that's all the way up. So thank you, Mira. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Same to you. Bye-bye now.
I wonder what your arms would feel like, and how your goodnight kiss would taste. I wonder if he knows I crave you sometimes. Can he read it on my face? I'm not gonna act like I don't see the way you look at me. I'm not gonna act like I don't want you to sometimes. If we'd only met before, my heart was spoken for. It's not our time, but I'll keep you in mind for the next life.
Wanna watch a sunset, see the wonder in your eyes. I wanna see just how close we can get without crossing that line. I'm not gonna act like I don't see the way you look at me. I'm not gonna act like I don't want you to sometimes. If we'd only met before, my heart was spoken for. It's not our time, but I'll keep you in mind for the next life. He's good to me. Is he good to you?
Maybe you need me to say I don't wanna leave. I'm not gonna act like I don't see the way you look at me. I'm not gonna act like I don't want you to sometimes. If we'd only met before, my heart was spoken for. It's not our time, but I'll keep you in mind
Keep me in mind
for the next life. For the next life. I was leaving my late night shift one day. We closed a little early cause snow was on the way. I got to my car and I heard a strange sound. I almost let it go, but I knelt to the ground. Saw a tiny face looking back at me. She She came up to me all covered in grease. I put her in my coat, though she probably had fleas. Headed to the shelter just a mile up the street, but when I looked down, she was sleeping on me. So I turned home. I cleaned her up, she was talking to me. It was all I had, so I gave her some cheese. Decided we'd go to the vet in the morning. I called my mom and canceled my plans. Couldn't make anyone understand. They all called me crazy cat lady. She claimed the bed for herself and the lazy boy too. Had to put her on a diet by the time she turned 2. She earned her keep catching spiders for me, and I spent all my money on toys and treats. A best friend I never thought I'd have. She never warmed up to my boyfriend like she was saying I told you so. When he left, I watched her push his picture off the bookshelf. My girl was there to get me through, way more than my girlfriends could do. They all called me crazy cat lady. One night I came home, I didn't hear her bell. She hadn't touched her food, and I could tell. When I found her, I tried not to cry, but we both knew it was time. I picked her up, she was talking to me. I could barely hear her, I knew she was weak. Decided we'd go to the vet in the morning. I called my mom and canceled my plans. No one will ever understand, but I don't care if they call me crazy. Oh, I'll always be crazy cat lady.